Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wham Sports Live Briefs. First of many, but the first of the first. For today, me, myself, and I, and you, my friend, Mr. Big J.
How's everybody doing?
Thank you for coming up with this, man. I've been feeling so tight, man, with the pods and trying to keep it together. But this is kind of my flow right here, man. Just laid back at the crib. I mean, this is really what I really do. This is house, sit back on the couch, watching some Concacaf Champions League. And don't get me wrong, we definitely keep up with the Champions League, UEFA, right? But look, let's start where we're at. We're residing in the States. So we got to give the people maybe some information they don't know about, which is Concacaf Champions League, man. But before we begin, I know you want to share something that happened to you earlier this week. I think last week.
Yeah, at the end of last week.
You were talking about how can we put this out there? I think it's a very special moment for me, so I want to expose it, put it on the web so it's there forever. So Mr. Big J, I'll let you take the floor, man, and then we'll get back to this Concacaf afterwards. So let the people know.
All right, perfect. Well, about a month ago, Charlotte FC player Brandt Bronico, he has his own athletic clothing brand, and I'm a big fan. And he came out with a box right here. It's a special edition collector's box, and it has a scarf. I'll show you guys. If you can see, and it has a box. It has his quote, the grind set. That's what he's all about. Because with the sticker, with the really nice scarf, with the beanie, with a water bottle and a backpack, all in there. And he signed it. So
get right next to the camera, my brother. Get that box so it covers up the screen, man. I think people want to see that. Maybe move it a little bit to your right so we can see the words. Let's say good things take time. Great things take grind. Keep grinding.
Brandt Bronico, he signed it. His whole thing is called grind set. Mindset and grinding, grind set. That's his own thing. That's what he's all about. So this is his merch. This is his own thing. It's called BB13. And this was a special edition box. And anyone that purchased this about a month ago, they were going to be entered in a raffle to win a match-worn jersey from the first game of the home opener, which was this season. And, I bought it. I thought the merch was cool. And, I didn't think anything of it. There's a lot of people that were going to support and buy. And lo and behold, near the end of last week, right after I came back from going to the inaugural match and all that good stuff, I get a follow request on Instagram. I'm like, whoa, okay. And it was his clothing brand's official page, BB13 Clothing. And I'm like, okay. I open it up. I accept it. I followed back. And then they hit me with the DM towards the end of the day. So it really hyped me up. And they said, hey, congratulations. You have won, you won the match-worn jersey. And I couldn't believe it. And they said, all you have to do is just, confirm your personal details. And then we will ship it off to you. So I confirmed it. Everything was legit. And then they said, would you like Brandt to even not only just win a match-worn jersey, which is awesome by itself, but would you like him to sign it? And I was like, of course, please. If he doesn't mind, that'd be great. So they said, yeah, he's going to sign it, and you'll get it next week, which was, I got it, at the end of last week. And we decided to do, this whole new video called the Wham Sports Live Brief. We've been doing 2 podcasts. We've been doing podcasts now. And instead of doing long formats, now we say, hey, we can do maybe a shorter version, still talk about what's been going on, but put it out there for the people to enjoy. And I will get to the good part. I will show all my match-worn jersey of Brandt Bronico, which is fantastic. Check this out, folks. You guys can see from the game.
Incredible. Right here. Wow, see that Anton Walk's badge right there.
Peace, Anton Walk. Yep. They're going to wear this patch the entire season. And these are also on sale in the team store if you go to Bank of America Stadium. and all the proceeds will go to Anton Watts' the family, the GoFundMe. So, if you want to go buy and support, that'll be great. And check this out. These are the new jerseys, and it has the Apple TV logo here. It has the MLS patch, which is different from last year's. This is more of a screen printed than the actual patch of last year. And here it is, and he signed it. So that's great stuff. Very happy.
There it is. Can you really zoom in on that signature there, on the camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it goes to the shot. Nice. All right, you're good. You're good. And we'll definitely be leaving a link in the description for the Anton Walks GoFundMe. It's wow. It's been that whole situation. It's deeper in our hearts. It's very difficult. Losing people, and especially when it comes to Anton. We both got to share him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me being Atlanta United, had him for a couple years here, and then it really hurt me when he went over to you guys. I'm like, no, I knew you guys were gonna get him too. I don't remember we talked about it. I told you, I'm like, I have a feeling Charlotte's not dumb. Anton was the man to go with for that first draft pick for the expansion draft. But yeah, man. Rest in peace, can paz descanse.
Rest in peace.
But for sure, man, that's what's up for Bronico to really be giving back to the people. I know that you and I, Atlanta and Charlotte facing off this weekend. Excited about that.
Very excited.
At the end of the day, I feel like it's like a cousin rivalry. So I don't hate y'all's guts, but I respect I like when players really try to give back, especially they're in a very special position, right? To be able to play the sport they love. And so for them to do anything like that, and you get a signed jersey, I know you're a big fan, man, since day one. So
yeah,
it's nice.
For sure. Super nice. I can't wait to get a really nice frame, and then I'll show that off. But I'm gonna always treasure that jersey. I met Brandt a couple times back when he was in the Charlotte Independence, when I went to Charleston, and in DC, he helped me out. I went down there, got signatures with him, with our ex-coach Mar, and he's the one that actually helped me out to get to be able to, I guess, say what's up to Adam Armour again, which he's my favorite player. Him and Brittany Alvarado from Charlotte FC, she's the lead videographer there. They both kind of helped me out. Yeah, jokingly, I was like, "Hey, Brandt, what's up?" And we took a picture, and he's always been a man of the people. And I was like, "Hey, Brandt, by the way, if you see Adam in the locker room, tell him Victor from Twitter said what's up." And he laughed. I thought it was kind of cool. I was like, all right. I didn't think he would actually, anything would come of it. And then Adam, he did come back out and took a picture with me and had that cool video that he shouted me out on Twitter. So it's just really nice. It's really nice to when players give back to fans, and because we look up the players, and when you meet your idols and they're actually cool and humble, that it really means a lot. It might be just a little moment to them, just, hey, what's up, a quick pic, but it really means the world to the fans. So thank you to Bronico for doing that, and all the other players, that reach out to the everyday fan and just takes time with the quick pic or even a little tweet, something. It'll make our day. So thank you to the players.
All right, so let's get into it, man. Concacaf Champions League, let's pull it up. All right, let's get into it. Concacaf Champions League 2023 edition. 16 teams. Left to right. Big J, break it down for the crowd. What we looking at?
All right.
We're looking at here with the bracket.
All right, in the round of 16, the first matchup, it is Austin FC from the MLS side versus Violet, or Violet, if I'm saying that correctly. They are a team. The full name is Violet Athletic Club. They are a Haitian team, and they were actually founded 104 years ago, and is the first time in the Concacaf Champions League, along with Austin FC, which is also their first time. So two teams are debuting in this Concacaf Champions League.
We got to give a big shout out to Daisy and Eric, residing in Austin, Texas.
Yes, we have to go out there. I'm hoping next season Charlotte FC plays them, or Atlanta will make that trip for sure, no doubt. I have a lot of friends. Shout out to my friend Sean, who definitely would want to go on that trip. He does not like Austin FC.
I, as an Atlanta United fan, I respect Austin FC, and I don't know, it's because they have very similar uniforms to us. They got the green and black, and we got the black and red, and it's all good because red and green, Mexico, I'm getting those
Yeah, yeah.
vibes. But I really like the logo. I like their branding. I like the stadium. Now that we have MLS Season Pass, getting to see them play week in, week out, it's cool to see their fans. Very passionate. I
Very
respect them
passionate.
a lot. This is going to be their first time participating in the international tournament, and it does get crazy going to another country, just in a random place. I remember Atlanta United, playing the first Champions League, being in Costa Rica. Just, it was wild stuff. It was wild stuff. So let's talk about it, man. We're doing our predictions. So we're gonna go matchup by matchup. Obviously, most of the time, people are gonna lean MLS, Liga MX. But every now and then, there are some surprises. But I'm coming in with that thought of Austin FC made it to the semifinals, aka the Western Conference Finals in the MLS last year. They lost LAFC. Regardless, they had a great season. They destroyed Atlanta 3-0. I mean, that was it was horrible. But I like what Austin's doing. I like their coach. Maybe not the best start to their season in the MLS, but I see Austin really doing some damage here, and I'm hoping they can go for a good run. I have Austin FC advancing. Now, I want to do this, if we tie it, we'll discuss, we'll flip a coin, we'll figure it out. But what you got coming out of this round?
Yeah, I would like to lean with Austin FC. Because I'm not too familiar with Violet Athletic Club, as I'm sure that you or many, probably almost a big percentage of us don't know who they are. But it's great that they're also in the tournament. I don't take anything away. I think they've fought to get in here, but I believe Austin FC should definitely win. And you're right, man. In CONCACAF, this side of the world is very, very intense when you go to those away games, especially Central America or even in the Caribbean. But I've seen it all for Club America when they had to visit a lot of teams from Costa Rica, from Honduras, and maybe in the first leg, things didn't look too bad, or they looked pretty bad, and then you come back home and it gets intense, man. The fans are very passionate in all these countries. So I think Austin should definitely advance, especially when they come to Q2 Stadium. I think the fans are going to pack that puppy out. It's going to be great. Yes, Taro FC is a Panamanian team. So, it's going to be interesting. Leon has been in a couple of editions of the Concacaf Champions League, which I believe they have been in it. They've been in it 5 times. The last time was in 2022, so they're no strangers to this tournament. They have never won, but Leon is a very tough opponent. And Tauro is a young team. Well, I say young. They were formed in 1984, in the 80s. Great times. They're 39 years old, and they actually play in Estadio Romel Fernandez, which is the big stadium out there in Panama. So I don't know much about them either, but being Mexican, I say Leon should pass. But I think that I would like to see, as well as you do as well, Leon Austin FC. That'd be a great matchup. Great matchup. That'd be very interesting to see. So I have Leon advancing here as well. I don't think it'll be easy because Panamanian teams, especially when Mexico goes and plays against La Selección de Panamá, very difficult. The fans are very passionate down there as well. So Leon's not going to have an easy access to the next round. What do you think?
Panamanians really, they do go at it against Mexican teams.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we know that Liga MX these teams are made up of foreign players, not 100% Mexican players. So this isn't technically your Mexico versus Panama qualifiers for the World Cup. Doubt FC being a young team, I think, I would like to give them the upset and somehow something crazy happens, but I feel like Leon is gaining form in the Liga MX. So, yeah, I mean, if any Panameños are out there, look, I do apologize, but we're going to have to go with Leon advancing to the next round because who doesn't want to see that, man? I mean, are we being biased? Maybe, but
I mean, we want to see a preview of the Leagues Cup. I mean, hey.
I mean,
I love seeing MLS versus Liga MX. Yeah, we have Orlando City from MLS versus Tigres from Liga MX. And Orlando, last season, they won the U.S. Open Cup against, I believe it was San Francisco, the USL side, which was very intense matchup. But Orlando City crushed them in the end. Everyone had hoped to see a USL team beat an MLS team, but they came out on top. And this is their first appearance, Orlando City's first appearance as well in the Concacaf Champions League. And Tigres has been in this 7 times. The last time was in 2020, or 2021 edition, I should say. They were able to win it, and they actually won it against their most fierce rival, Monterrey, at Monterrey's stadium. So I know that definitely hurt our Monterrey fans, the Rayados, that are out there. So, but in this one, there are 2 powerhouses for sure. There are 2 powerhouse teams, but I got to give it to Tigres. But hey, you never know. Orlando could pull an upset because they are playing at Tigres in Mexico first, and then they got to go to Orlando. So, you never know. It could be interesting. We could see possibly an MLS side go at it. I mean, well, it's interesting. Plus, there's 2. It's a tiger versus a lion, like the mascots. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. I got to say maybe Orlando City goes through. I don't know. If Tigres has to do something at their stadium, because if they come out of there not with the positive result or not with the at least 1 goal, it's going to be pretty difficult over here in MLS. I want to say personally, Orlando City somehow pulls the upset in their first time in the Concacaf Champions League and knocks out Tigres in a very exciting home and away match. So I say Orlando. What do you think?
Oh boy, there's a player that plays for my team, Toluca. His name is Max Araujo. It's great revelation of this Liga MX season. His brother actually plays for Orlando City. I think he's number 5. I think
okay.
Plays center, defensive mid, or center mid. That's about the nicest thing I'm going to say about Orlando City. Because I'm an Atlanta United fan. And yeah, maybe not the rivalry was generated. Obviously, I'm going to go Tigres. Now, don't get me wrong. Orlando City has been on the come up. I gotta say that. They made it into the playoffs last season and advanced the round, I believe. But to me, Tigres just has a better squad. And I'm going to go with Tigres. But since Orlando City and Tigres here we're on a tie right now. So Orlando City or Tigres. Here we go. Not touching nothing.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Oh, come on. Oh, all right. All right. I'm sure our good friends Manny, the Martinez family, and our tío, Jose Luis, would be very happy to see Tigres advance.
Got a good friend his name's Edgar Hernandez, aka GH. Right. the border.
Okay. I remember GH. Yeah.
Big Tigres fan, and he
Okay.
will be going to Orlando next week to watch Orlando Tigres.
Sensational.
Hoping
Wow.
we can get a pick. Couple exclusive vids would be nice.
So Motagua is a team from Honduras, and they were formed 94 years ago, 1928, and this is the 7th time that they are participating in the Concacaf Champions League. And Pachuca is a legendary team that they've won it multiple times. They won it the last time was in 2016, 2017. So, and I believe that this is a very close matchup, Pachuca Motagua. But I just feel Pachuca has a very, very strong base. They have good players. They went to, what was it, 2 finals back to back? I mean, against Toluca and then against Atlas. So I see Pachuca advancing. But I think Motagua will give them a run for their money. So Honduras teams are very, very difficult, especially traveling down there. I know it's a lot of wear and tear on the players. So, but I believe Pachuca advances.
Well, fun fact: Jose Martinez scored Motagua in the first round, I believe, in 2019 or 2020. I don't remember which one. But that was fun. I got to see Motagua here against Atlanta United. We went to Kennesaw State. I actually went to watch that game with Tapia in the squad, so that was a good one to experience. But it's just not enough team for Pachuca, respectfully. So I too have Pachuca advancing on to the next round. Do we know what's coming? Let's find out.
All right, we got the Vancouver Whitecaps from MLS side against Real España. Shout out to my good friend Top in 90. Check out his stuff. He is the biggest Real España fan, along with other teams. But I know he's gonna be tuned in to this. I know he's excited for this. I don't know if he's gonna go to one of these games, but I know he's probably hyped.
Just a quick heads up: Vancouver is representing Canada.
Wow.
Not the United States here.
All right. So that even makes it more interesting. All right. So Real España is a team also from Honduras, and they were formed in the year 1929. So they're 93 years old. This is the 4th time they're in the Concacaf Champions League. And Vancouver Whitecaps the last time was in 2016, and they made it all the way to the semifinals, which they had a good run then, back in the 2016-2017 edition. I'll give it to Top at 90. We'll say Real España advances. I say Real España advances. Vancouver Whitecaps, you know, I want Real España. What do you think?
I'm also gonna go with Real España.
All right.
I think the Whitecaps they're not in a very good moment right now. Anything can happen, but I just want to see something different.
Something different, yeah. LAFC from MLS, the current MLS champions, and I believe Supporter Shield champions as well. Shout out to Charlotte FC that we took that away from Philadelphia Union. We crushed them 4-0, which prevented them from winning the Supporter Shield. So LAFC, we kind of helped them out to achieve that milestone as well. And we have Liga Deportiva Alajuelense from Costa Rica. And you're right. This team was formed in 1919. They're 103 years old. And this is the 7th time in the Concacaf Champions League. So you're very right. They're always in it. They're always a frequent guest of this tournament. I believe LAFC should pass, but I know this team, this red and black team, is also Liga Deportiva is also very tricky. So LAFC will have their hands full. I want to see what the current MLS champion can do in a tournament like this. I want to see if they're really real. But I'll give it to them. I say LAFC advances. What do you think?
Over this last year, I've became very, very good friends with a Costa Rican. His name is David Araya. But thankfully, he doesn't go for this team. He's a Saprissa fan, so
Oh, Saprissa,
no,
legendary team out there as well.
yeah, it's definitely a legendary team, but no feelings encontrados here. LAFC, obviously. I mean, LAFC has been dominating, like it or not. They got Carlos Vela, they got Cellini in the back. I mean, Bale was barely playing, so I mean, I don't think anything changes. I think this team is going to be very, very dangerous and a strong contender to take the Concacaf Champions League. So yes,
Imagine that, another MLS team winning that back to back. I mean, do you think the Mexican dominance could be threatened? They were champion for a very, very long time until Seattle Sounders broke that last season.
I mean, I just can't believe Pumas made it to the final. To be honest, I mean, I didn't really feel like they had a strong squad. I will say this: I mean, a lot of people are like singing praises to the Seattle Sounders, but no one takes the time to say like, "Hey, you guys really wet the bed over there in Morocco." Like, very disappointing. Like, to be honest, it's embarrassing, and nobody's really giving it to them. I feel like no one really said anything. Like, oh, it's all good. Like, no, 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 no. That was embarrassing. So to me, that
Very
tournament that happened last season could care less because you went over there to do nothing. And that goes for any of the Liga MX teams that have won tournament, gone over there, and done nothing as well.
So right here we have Atlas, the three-time back-to-back champion of Liga MX, a historic team for Mexico, and we have Olimpia, which is another historic team from Honduras, and they have been around since 1912, 110 years old. It's a very historic team. This is the 13th time in Concacaf Champions League for this team. Can you believe it, folks? They are older than Club America. It's one of the oldest teams on this side of North America and Central Americas and the Caribbean. Very, very a big team in Honduras. I believe the biggest team in Honduras. And Atlas will have their hands full with this team. Olimpia is no joke. They are the powerhouse of Honduras. So it's going to be very interesting for Atlas. Which Atlas is also the first time that they participate in this tournament, because you know as well as I do, Atlas and I've been champion for years, like more than 70, 80 years. And then up until recently, they won 2 back-to-back championships with the coach that is now with Mexico, Diego Coca.
Mr. Coca did something very historic with this team. Atlas were the Chicago Cubs of baseball. They were a team that had not won a championship since 1951. I think was a streak there. And they won back-to-back championships against León and against Pachuca.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Now, Diego Coca's not there. He's with Mexico. But there's Quiñones and Furch. You know, they're still up there leading the forward positions. And look, I got love for everybody. But, you know, I kind of want to pick an upset here. Like, do we? And I don't want to do that because I would love to see an Atlas Philadelphia Union. So I'm kind of like, does something crazy happen here? Does Olimpia somehow get away with theirs? Now, I still want to go Atlas, but I'm kind of torn. I mean, are you leaning one way or another, or are you thinking Atlas as well?
Yeah, I would love to see Atlas Philadelphia Union. And we're jumping the gun here. We're assuming Philadelphia Union advances, but I got to give it to the Honduras team, Olimpia. I think Olimpia is a very powerful team, and they advance. They advance. It's not going to be easy, but I see them advancing. So we can spin the wheel if you want and see what happens. Keep it going. I say Olimpia. Do you say Atlas?
I'm going to go with Atlas, man. I think I was kind of leaning towards Olimpia, but I just feel like Atlas is, you know, their first Champions League. Like, I feel like people are going to pack that stadium out, and I think they're on a mission to, you know, trying to still relive what they did last year, winning the 2 back-to-back championships, well, 2021 and 2022, Apertura and Clausura. So, yeah, let's spin the wheel, man. Atlas or Olimpia?
Oof.
It was...
Oh, my. But all right.
Does advance, which leads us for a final matchup in the round of 16.
Union and Alianza FC, which is a team from El Salvador, and they are on the younger side as well, 64 years old. They were formed in 1928, and this is the 5th time we've seen them in the Concacaf Champions League. But yeah, Philadelphia Union, to go back to it, they've been doing things correctly in the league, and they've just been a powerhouse as well from the East. Unfortunately, they made it to the final last season. They almost won it. They lost in a spectacular fashion. La Cruz Azulearon, if there's a term for MLS. Philadelphia did it.
They 28-3 did. I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan. I could say that.
I was there. Yeah, there you go.
But I mean, that's what happened.
That's what happened. That's what happened. I couldn't believe it either. But I believe Philadelphia Union should have no problem. No disrespect to Alianza, but no problem advancing to the next round. What do you think?
No, it's not even a question. So I'm just gonna move on.
Here we go.
Sensational.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Well, Austin FC versus Leon, and the way they have it is whoever scores the most goals would be hosting the second leg. So I mean, I don't know if you want to think about it that way, like who you think would be leading in that direction. But I mean, this thing finishes in Austin, or if this thing finishes in Guanajuato, I mean, things could be different. You know, that could be the difference.
That could affect. Yeah, definitely. Like
it's tough.
It's tough. Right?
Both teams are green. Both, you know, I like I said, I had mentioned.
Both very passionate fans.
I like what Austin's doing. You know, slow starts of the season, but by then, right, we're thinking 2-3 weeks in. I mean, these teams are going to be much more rhythm. Leon will be kind of further out. Wow, dude, I kind of see Austin advancing.
Wow, Austin with the dream, first time in it, and they're having a magical run.
I'm just thinking about that. Yeah, I mean, I'll put Austin, man. I mean, we're gonna put him on the wheel. I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, but
I want to say Austin. Yeah, Austin advances. I'll agree with you. Yeah, Austin will advance. It's not gonna be easy, especially if they gotta close out of Mexico. But if they close out in Q2 Stadium, watch out. It could be a very long night for Leon. I know Leon used to be very difficult to win over there, but they've kind of fallen off, from what they used to be in these last seasons.
Tough match.
Tough match. Yeah. Phenomenal. Man. I say, for me, I think Tigres would advance, but it's gonna be intense. It's gonna be all-out war between these two. They're both powerhouses in Liga MX. But, you know, Tigres has Andrea Gignac, La Leyenda. So I say Gignac and Tigres advance. They are celebrating. They are celebrating, I believe, 68 years today. So I know Tigres is very excited celebrating that. So I think Tigres advances, man. Yeah. The Tigres was founded 63 years ago, March 7, 1960. So they are celebrating 63 years today. So happy birthday to Tigres and all the Tigres fans out there.
Happy birthday, Tigres. You know, I hope I'm still invited to the party, but I would go Pachuca here. And let me tell you why. Pachuca's coach, he's just a pure genius. I think Tigres right now doesn't have that formal coach. You know, obviously they had Coca at one point.
And can we say Coca kind of finesse Tigres in a way and kind of use them to get to selección, or maybe that's a different podcast.
Man, I mean, at this point, I mean, the corruption is there, right? I mean, we don't really know what's happening, but we all kind of.
They had Miguel Herrera, and then he left.
You had that feeling, right?
He got fired, and then Coca came in, and they promised a really serious thing. You know, he was coming off winning with Atlas 2 back-to-back championships, and Tigres was excited. I thought, wow, Coca's coming here. Watch out, he's gonna dominate with Tigres, and then he just dips. So, Very, very shady stuff.
It's
All
Pachuca.
right. Come on. There we go. Finally, I won one.
It'll be a close game. Looks like it. And Tigres will advance on to the semifinals to play Austin FC, which that would be crazy. LAFC, I mean, I have a pretty good feeling that Real España would be playing. The first leg would be in Honduras, and then the second leg would be in LA. It's a tough hill to climb.
Over.
I think LAFC is the juggernaut right now. What do you think?
Yeah, LAFC looks unstoppable at this point. They're going to make a serious run to go back to the MLS Cup final. And I know they want to leave a good impression, a good mark on this tournament as well. So yeah, I think LAFC does advance. It would be great for our good friend Top at 90 to go to LA and see his team. That'd be fantastic for him. But yeah, LAFC, unfortunately, sorry Top End, but LAFC advances. But imagine if Real España could be LAFC, that'd be a major upset.
Yeah, when you get to those later rounds, man, it could be a slight preview to what could come in Leagues Cup in July, which is gonna be pretty exciting to see. Once again, all the Mexican teams, all the MLS teams in 4K on MLS Season Pass. Sign me up. All right, Atlas Philadelphia Union. I'm going Atlas.
Wow. Okay. I thought you were gonna say Philly. All right. Wow. I was not expecting that. Okay. I gotta say Philadelphia Union, which don't get me wrong, I would love Atlas, but I just gotta say Philly. You know, that powerhouse in the East. They're still dominating. I say Philadelphia. Philadelphia advances. So let's go to the wheel. Let's see. Oh, wow! That would be a phenomenal feat for Atlas to accomplish that, knocking out a powerhouse like Philly. Incredible. Oh man, Austin FC Tigres. That like you said, the Texas rivalry. Tigres has so many fans right there. I mean, it's literally right there. You just drive up. You're in the States. You're in Austin. You're right there. That could be a potential classic right there. That would be an all-out war, and somehow, man, what if Austin just makes it to the final? Man, imagine that. That'd be great. That'd be a dream start. But I gotta say Tigres, man. Tigres will go to the final, unfortunately.
I think.
What do you think?
Austin's dream finishes here. Tigres advances probably by a couple goals.
Wow.
Yeah, Tigres advances. I like the little run that Austin went on. I think it'd be cool to see. See Austin advance. But when Austin lives in a San Universitario, like I'm just kind of like, yeah,
that's over.
But it would be a great experience for them for what's to come.
Mm-hmm.
LAFC Atlas.
LAFC, no doubt. LAFC will go, and that'll be a monumental final to see that.
You want to go ahead and put that in for all the marbles. Tigres LAFC predicted final from the Wham Sports Live team over here. Wham Sports Live briefs. Not so brief because this really got pretty detailed. But
we will have a rematch of the 2020, sort of 2021 and re-edition, because that was played. It really was played in December. So they pushed it all the way out of the pandemic towards the end of 2020 when things were getting a little bit better. So LAFC played Tigres, and Tigres did end up winning the final. So that'd be a rematch for them, which Tigres did end up winning 2-1. So it was a very, very, very close final. So what do you think here? Who wins? I say Tigres wins again. Do you think LAFC can pull it out and have a better representation in the Club World Cup as far as MLS goes? I personally would like LAFC because I want another MLS team because I got Charlotte, you got Atlanta, but I feel Tigres could win, but LAFC would probably get revenge. It would be a great final. Who do you think would win?
I mean, I think this thing goes down to penalties.
Oh, I love penalties. I love penalties. You love penalties. My team's won championships, Club America, and especially Toluca, 2008 against Cruz Azul. And then, what was it, 2010, right, against Santos?
And since this is going to go down to penalties, I think it's going to go down to experience. And, man, I'm torn, man. I think both teams deserve it. I think both teams are going to represent well. I think both teams will win their first round in the Mundial de Clubes. So, man, I would like to let the wheel decide, but I think Tigres will take it. I think Tigres will take it in the end, but by it will be very, very close, very, very close. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm wrong and LAFC ends up taking it, but I just look at the squad Tigres has. I see, and once again, I feel like it has to do with the salary cap that the MLS has, where I feel like every MLS team is one player short of just being that true dominant team in the Western Hemisphere. And I just feel like Tigres just has one more in them. They just have one more in them. I mean, you got Cordova, Lainez, Gignac, you got the
they're super stacked.
I mean, they keep contracting players. I mean, their banca está stacked. I mean, they got Ibañez en la delantera. I mean, I feel like, yeah, I think it's gonna be an all-out war. Probably a couple red cards. But
now I was wrong. I do want to correct myself. In the 2020 final, since the whole pandemic happened, they played it in December as a single leg match, and they played in Orlando City, that in their stadium. So it was just a one match, all winner takes all, and Tigres won 2-1. So they haven't played respectfully in LA or in Monterrey. So that'll be very interesting to see what that could do, traveling to Mexico and coming to LA. Which I think things could change for that. Because the atmosphere in El Universitario and in LAFC stadium. What is it, BMO Field now because they signed the contract with the bank? It's not called Bank of California Stadium?
Yes, correct. So there you have it, folks. Tigres champion of the Concacaf Champions League. Our predictions here, but hey, anything can happen. It's sports, it's soccer, it's football. It's always up in the air. And we hope you enjoyed this edition of Winning Sports Live Briefs. Getting to see the amazing jersey that Mr. Vic J got and our predictions for the 2023 Concacaf Champions League. I hope you learned something. Big J, any last words?
Yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what the Champions League holds for us. Hopefully it's exciting. Hopefully we have great matchups, and let's see how close we really do end up getting. Maybe we're completely wrong, or maybe we were close. But yeah, shout out to Brandt Bronico, and thanks to all the fans that we've been getting, all the subscribers. We truly appreciate it, all the viewers, everyone that's been reaching out and been part of this crazy journey. Catch us in Charlotte this weekend. We will be out there we'll be out there, so look out for us.
We have 2 exciting podcasts coming up with 2 great friends. So excited to share that with you all.
Great.
Likewise, thank you for all the support, and anything you'll want to add or recommend, or if you want to jump on, just send us a message through any of our platforms and we'll make sure to get back to you.